let me see if I can show this to you another way. Have you seen the commercials, the Facebook posts and such, the videos in regards to the Amazon to go? Yes. Well, Amazon to go is going to revolutionize the grocery industry. And if you the commercials now, the way it looks is you can just go in, and if you got an Amazon account, you download the app, you walk into their store, you pick out what it is that you want. You don't even go to a cash register anymore. You just leave, right? And it as you're checking stuff, it has the ability. Amazon now has the ability through barcode management, excuse me, and such, to go in and assess what it is that you're carrying, and then as you leave the door, you have a credit card on file. It just charges the credit card. So they no longer need all those cash registers, all those employees. They no longer need any of that, right? They have all that extra space now, and square footage is important. We use in many times in retail, they use per square foot to really show how much value that space has, right? Well, here's the reality. Now that's interesting in itself. It's exciting, right? But let me show you, let me see if I can dive and delve into where they're going and show you the importance of building by design, the importance of a blueprint, and what innovation is going to do to change your environment. And this is right around the corner, right? This isn't next year, this isn't 5 years from now. This technology exists now. So 2 or 3 years ago, it was on Friday the 13th where I first became aware of it. Amazon on Friday the 13th quietly bought a company called Telemetry. Now, when they bought Telemetry, they had already previously bought a company called, I want to say it was either Knowledge or Elevate. I can't quite remember the name of the company. But the first company that they bought, when you go out and when you went out on their website, it said that they had the ability to aggregate massive or extra large databases to find what we call active data, right? And as a business owner, you have to understand what active data is. Active data means this is data that we can act on. It allows you to create what we call functional strategy. So what we originally thought was going on when they bought this company, when they go in and aggregate these databases, is that originally what we thought was going to happen was, well, you go up there on Amazon, they're going to tell you what books, you get these suggested books, and what it originally looked like was they were going to get much better at selecting the ideal books that you wanted, because they can go into their massive database and really pull out some very useful, or what we call active information. Right? Now, when they bought this company, Telemetry, their real strategy came into play, and it really is a radical shift from anything you've ever seen. What Telemetry has the ability to do, Telemetry has the ability through what do they call them? They call them access points, not access points, there's another name for them, polls, I think is what they call them. They have the ability to do facial recognition. So you imagine yourself walking into Amazon to go, they facially recognize who you are, and then they go into their database and they search PayPal, they search Facebook, they search LinkedIn, they search your cookies, they search your purchases on Amazon. They look at things that you're looking at, they look at things you're thinking of, they look at the discussion, they can see the discussions that you're having now on Facebook about specific products, they can see the websites that you're going to, they can see the purchases that you've already made. And they notice who you are as you come in, and they know everything. They know more about you than what you know about you. And now with this Telemetry, what they also have the ability to do is to send you messages inside your phone, inside this app, of things that are in the store that are on sale that you're looking for. Right? So people always, we hear all these things about Big Brother and an invasion of our privacy, and we got to take a look at all that, but then now let's take a look at what this technology is doing. It's one thing for Big Brother to be looking over your shoulder. It's a whole other thing for an intelligent Big Brother to be looking over your shoulder. And if you think that these types of innovations aren't going to be impacting your environment, your industry as a whole, you're not prepared. This is just the grocery store industry. Let's talk about the trucking industry, right? A couple weeks ago, Uber and Budweiser teamed up together and had a truck that was literally driven from point A to point B with zero manpower. They had to have a guy behind the driver's seat, of course, to get where they, just because from legal perspective, and they had 7 cars that were around this vehicle at all times, but the vehicle drove from point A to point B with absolutely no help whatsoever. Within the next 5 years, the trucking industry is going to be upended on it. Imagine if you're a trucker right now and you have to work so many hours, you've got to take a break, you've got to rest, right? Well, here's a machine now that can go from, you know, the bottom of Florida to Washington, all the way through nonstop, except for to get gas, right? With no driver assist whatsoever. Doesn't need any sleep, doesn't need to take a rest. Game changer, right? Game changer. If you're in the trucking industry and you're not preparing for that, you're not prepared for what's coming down the pipe. And again, this isn't technology. This isn't me talking about the new age. This is happening right now. Where in your industry, again, example, the CEO founder of Google said we have as much new information in just 2 days' time, as we did from the beginning of society until the year 2005. That's how much new information we have. And the projection was that information was going to double at the rate of every second by the end of 2015. Now, I haven't seen the numbers. Don't know if we kept up with it or not, but even if we didn't, we're moving fast, right? Futurists are saying we move from the computer age into the information age. They are saying that we are now moving out of the information age and into what they call the shift age, which means that change has become a constant. Right? Industries are being wiped out and built overnight. I mean, look at VR. Let's just look at VR. They're saying that's going to be a $7 billion, $8 billion industry overnight. And here's the thing. Imagine what being able to be in the environment will do for industries like counseling and therapy. Right? Imagine if you've got a phobia of snakes, and now I can put you in an experience where we can take a therapist and put you in an environment where you can expose yourself to the feeling of being around snakes, right? And then slowly work with you that way. What will that do just for the therapy industry? We're not talking about the real estate industry. Look at the real estate industry, what that'll do. Being able to go in and walk inside and look at something before you've even bought it. And this is this is happening now. If you're in the real estate industry, you're not taking advantage of 3D walkthroughs, you're not using technology, you're not leveraging innovation to your effective, because that is innovation. Right? What are you going to do, and how well can you effectively anticipate the ever-shifting needs of your client? Because the company that's going to be successful in today's world is the company that can anticipate the ever-shifting needs of their client faster, more effective, and arrive in the future in a more efficient way than their competition. And if you're not that person, like Tony says, you either disrupt your industry or you're going to be disrupted by it.